Welcome to Bad at Goodbyes. Each week on our show, we spotlight species from the IUCN Critically Endangered Red List. These are plants and animals with decreasing populations, nearing the edges of extinction. And so we'll share species research, information, and conservation proposals. And then we'll spend part of the show opening a space for contemplation and awe. We'll perform a soundscape of gentleness, reflection, delight, and maybe of grieving. Without conservation activity and significant societal shift, many of these species may not survive the 21st century. And so perhaps we might acknowledge their journey with a moment of our attention, a recognition of our kinship, and with a commitment to personal and systemic change. Thank you for listening. On today's show, we consider the Ganges shark. The Ganges shark is a critically endangered freshwater shark, native to South and Southeast Asia, to the river systems of India, Bangladesh, and Indonesian Borneo. Its scientific name is Glyphis gangeticus, and it was first described in 1839. The Ganges shark is a river shark, medium-sized, roughly 6 to 7 feet in length, snout to tail fin, with a kind of flattened, streamlined, grayish-brown body. They are covered in densely packed, microscopic, overlapping placoid scales. These are tiny, strong scales embedded in the skin that overlap like shingles on a roof, creating a flexible yet strong armor that protects the shark from predators and from abrasions, from scrapes and scratches on their rocky riverbeds. The shape and arrangement of these placoid scales also play a role in hydrodynamics, how water moves across the shark's body, reducing drag and turbulence, allowing for faster and more efficient movement through the water. Sharks' bodies are described in 3 major sections: the head, the trunk, which is like the torso, like the middle bit, and the tail. The Ganges shark has 8 fins, 2 dorsal fins on their back, 2 large pectoral fins on each side towards the front of the trunk, 2 smaller pelvic fins near the rear of the trunk, 1 anal fin, and 1 caudal fin, that is the tail fin. The Ganges shark's head has a short and rounded snout with a pair of nostrils at the underside of the tip. Their mouth is wide and long with powerful jaw muscles. Their upper teeth are sharp and serrated for cutting, and their lower teeth are curved like hooks, designed for grasping and holding on to struggling prey. Their eyes are small and dark and upward facing. This is a specific adaptation for their river habitat. The shark traverses the river bottom, visually scanning for the silhouette of prey above. They have specialized nictitating eyelids. This is a translucent membrane that protects the eye from murky sand and sediment-filled water while still allowing them to see. Toward the rear of the head on both sides are their gill slits, 5 on each side, which facilitate breathing, their underwater respiration. The Ganges shark snout and head are covered in thousands of tiny pores called ampullae of Lorenzini, part of a specialized electroreceptive sense system. The shark are able to detect the weak electrical fields generated by all living organisms. Currents of microvoltage produced by movement, muscle contraction, heartbeats, respiration. The pores on the head open to gel-filled canals beneath the shark's skin, which lead to a cluster of sense cells. The gel-like substance acts as a conductor, allowing electrical signals from the environment to reach the shark's nervous system. Now, this only works within inches of the shark's snout, but if, say, in dark, murky waters, conditions with poor visibility, a prey fish swims, that muscle movement creates a tiny electric field. That electric field creates a voltage difference between the external pores on the shark's snout and the receptors at the base of the internal canal at the nervous system. And so the shark can sense that differential, now alert to the presence of possible prey. The Ganges shark preys on small to medium-sized fish and crustaceans. Contrary to popular myth, the Ganges shark does not consume mammals and specifically does not prey upon humans. Just fish, crustacean, and occasional stingray. Their hunting strategy likely involves a combination of seeking, ambush, and active pursuit. Their flattened body and coloration blend with the riverbed, and their highly tuned sensory systems are always scanning. So once a potential target is detected, the shark uses its strong tail fin to powerfully propel itself forward, seizes the prey within their wide jaws with their hooked lower teeth. Ganges shark hunt alone, and in general are primarily solitary, only interacting with their own species for mating. Mating involves internal fertilization, with the male using his claspers, these are modified bits of the pelvic fins, to transfer sperm inside the female via her cloaca. This is an opening used for both digestive waste and reproduction. Once fertilized, the embryos develop inside the mother's body, receiving nourishment through a yolk sac placenta, connected to the uterine wall. The mother transfers oxygen and nutrients directly from her bloodstream to the developing pup via an umbilical cord. Ganges sharks are viviparous. They give birth to live young. So after gestation, the female births a litter of roughly 6 pups. Pups are born well developed, capable of fending for themselves, able to navigate their environment and find food on their own. There is no parental care. Juvenile Ganges shark reach reproductive maturity at about 9 years, and they can live to roughly 25 years old. In the dream, to sense the spark of life, to shiver in unknowable ways for the electricity of a breath, of a heart, to read the world in waves of voltage, privy to an invisible matrix, the tiny charges that power our movement, our hunger, our being. In the dream. The Ganges shark is native to South and Southeast Asia, to the lower river systems of West Bengal, India, Bangladesh, and to the province of North Kalimantan, Indonesia, on the island of Borneo. Specifically, the Ganges River Basin and the Hooghly River in India, Bangladesh, and the Sasayap River Delta in Indonesia. The Ganges shark ranges from low salinity, very nearshore coastal waters through the brackish river deltas and up roughly 60 miles upstream. These are tidal river systems, estuaries where freshwater meets the sea, and river conditions are affected by the ocean tides and by annual dry seasons and wet monsoon seasons. The Ganges shark moves throughout their range based on seasonal salinity, moving upstream during the dry season as tidal saltwater pushes inland, and then back toward the river deltas when monsoon rains flood fresh water through the river system. The climate is tropical. Summer temperatures can reach into the hundreds Fahrenheit, while winter lows will dip into the 40s. Rainfall is highly variable, with roughly 80% of annual rainfall occurring during monsoon season, from June to October. The Ganges shark shares its home with mola carplet, watercress, green puffer, Indian ricefish, cannonball mangrove, northern fat-nosed goby, golden snapper, brittle naiad, blotched tiger-tooth croaker, tank goby, Java barb, sea hibiscus, four-banded tiger perch, Javanese ricefish, apple mangrove, climbing perch, mangrove palm, banded archerfish, orange mangrove, pool barb, rojo, peach night goby, Dusomyres fiddle crab, spotted snakehead, bartail flathead, Julio catfish, and many, many more. The small remaining population of Ganges shark is threatened by overfishing and specifically bycatch. The shark will become entangled in fishing gear intended for other species, leading to accidental capture and mortality. They're less often hunted directly, though there is evidence that their fins and meat are sometimes consumed. Additionally, human encroachment has led to habitat loss and degradation. Construction of dams along the river systems have disrupted movement and the migration and movement of their prey species. Relatedly, pollution from industry, agricultural runoff, and untreated sewage threatens to contaminate their habitat. As a long-lived species, river shark are susceptible to the bioaccumulation of heavy metals and pollutants internally, which can lead to organ failure and to reproductive issues. And human-induced climate change, the result of persistent over-reliance on fossil fuels, further compounds these threats. Rising temperatures, altered rainfall patterns, and increasing frequency of extreme weather events like flood disrupts ecosystemic cycles, impacting prey abundance. Fortunately, the Ganges shark is legally protected in both India and Bangladesh. And in 2024, the Sasayap River was designated an important shark and ray area. Conservationists there have initiated a program integrating the local fishing community and are currently lobbying the Indonesian government to implement national protection for the river and for its species, like the Ganges shark. Nevertheless, the Ganges shark has been considered critically endangered on the IUCN Red List since 2021, and their population is currently in decline. Our most recent counts estimate that less than 250 Ganges shark remain in the wild. Information for today's show about the Ganges shark was compiled from Dhaka University's Journal of Biological Sciences, Volume 26, from the Naturalis Biodiversity Center, from Aquatic Conservation, Marine and Freshwater Ecosystems, Volume 35, Number 2, from Manga Bay, India, from Animal Diversity Web at the University of Michigan, from Endangered Species Research, Volume 40, from a naturalist, from the Journal of Fish Biology, Volume 92, from the Journal of the Marine Biological Association of the United Kingdom, Volume 85, from the Reef Quest Center for Shark Research, from the IUCN, from Fish Taxa, Volume 23, and from Wikipedia. For more information about shark conservation, please see the Shark Conservation Fund at sharkconservationfund.org. So in a moment, I would like to improvise some music, making space to be in contemplation of the other beings with whom we share our earth, like the Ganges shark. I do not intend to force meaning upon or extract meaning from the Ganges shark. Instead, I want this music to simply express my awe for all life. So I will pause in the space of sound and reflection, and I warmly invite you to join me. I honor the lives of all Ganges shark. I will commit their name to my record. I am so grateful to have shared time on our planet with this remarkable being. And I lament the ways in which I and my species have harmed and diminished this species. I grieve. And so, in the name of the Ganges shark, I pledge to reduce my consumption, my carbon footprint, and my wastefulness. I pledge to acknowledge and attempt to address the costs of my actions and my inactions. I pledge to resist the harm of plant and animal kin and their habitats by individuals, corporations, and governments. I forever pledge my song to the witness and memory of all life, to a broad celebration of biodiversity, and to the total liberation of all beings. This has been Bad Goodbyes. Thank you for listening. Until next time, let's take care of each other.